Hello, I'm Jaden Hart here with this week's My Falcon Radio Sports Update. The UTBB football team kicked off spring practices last Monday, so they've been going on for about a week now. They've added a few different skill positions as well as a new quarterback in Sam Allen, the transfer out of San Jose State. We've gotten kind of a bit of a look so far into what Coach Kerrigan has instilled in that offense now that he's taken over the offensive coordinator duty. And I caught up with Coach Justin Kerrigan this week to talk about how spring practices came so far, and he also mentioned about how the energy has been at practice.
It's good. Spring ball's gone well, and guys are moving around, playing fast. Energy's high. It's been good, and a lot of plays being made on both sides of the ball. I think partly with Coach Williams for sure brings a lot of jazz to the defense, high energy, and I think it's been reflective in the way that the defense has played, and especially the secondary. And offensively, we just try to match that same energy. Again, we're a little bit of a tempo offense, so we got to have some energy to play fast.
I also asked Coach Kerrigan how it's been taking over the role of offensive coordinator and how that has gotten him more involved in practice, and also talked to him about the upcoming spring game at Ratliff Stadium.
I'm having fun, that's for sure. I think this is probably the most I've enjoyed practice since being here as the head coach. That just a little bit more involvement from me for sure has made it more enjoyable out here. I think the biggest thing, I don't expect, and I've had the conversation with the quarterbacks, I don't expect there to be tremendous separation come out of spring. It would be great if there is. All three of them are performing really well and taking care of the football and understanding the offense, especially as early on as we are. I've been really impressed with all three. I think the big thing is we're just trying to look for the guys, some other guys to step up some other positions and solidify some stuff, and who are going to be our top offensive linemen and who are going to be our top DBs. Our linebackers are pretty well established, but we got some guys coming in. Marquez Bird has looked really great. Marquis Allison's over there playing some linebacker as well, and that's going to be some extremely talented depth at our linebacker position with already Hode and Keegan. But there's some positions that we're looking for some guys to step up this spring.
And if you want to catch the UTBB spring game, that will be on April the 14th at Ratliff Stadium. Kickoff's at 11 a.m. We'll be out there covering it with My Falcon Radio and keeping you up to date with everything that's been going on within Coach Kerrigan's football program here at UTBB. Last Friday, the UTBB softball team picked up their first win of the year in Lone Star Conference play, defeating Eastern New Mexico by a final score of 9-0, and then dropped the next two games against Eastern New Mexico on Saturday. And when I caught up with Coach Tagaola this week, she talked about her team's completely different mindset on Friday and what they were working on going into a contest against West Texas A&M.
I think we just went in there and we're just trying to compete, and I think obviously when things don't go your way along the season, you kind of get bogged down, and I think they just came in with a whole different mindset and just came out there and kind of were on fire, really. And I think the top of our lineup really helped establish that by getting in there and battling early, and then kind of gave the other ones courage to continue right after them. Honestly, we're working on shortening up our swings with two strikes so that we're not trying to be too big and kind of be a hero in that moment, just really trying to just punch it through. Especially, I think that's the thing that's been kind of bugging us all year, is that we get runners on and then we can't bring them around. I think we just, like I said, that youth is kind of coming back. We want to be the big one, the hero, to be the one at the end of the day. And I think that's kind of had us a little bit faltering in the past, so we really worked on trying to shorten things up and just punch it through. Obviously, a single is going to give us runs if we have runners in scoring positions. So we've worked on that. Pitchers have worked on hitting their spots. Defense have worked on communication and working together. So I think we're just going to go out there and compete and just give it all we have.
The UTBB tennis team made news this week by being ranked for the first time in the ITA national poll. The Falcons came in the number 36 spot, and they also were among three teams in the Lone Star Conference who were also in the top 50 in that poll. And last but not least, the UTBB soccer program has kicked off spring practices, and they will have a few spring games coming up. I caught up with Coach Dennis Peterson this week to talk about their upcoming matchups.
First one is April 7th. The game will be at 2 o'clock out here. We play Ranger Junior College. Ranger actually had a really good year this year. I'm really looking forward to playing them, just for the simple reason that they had such a good fall season. We had such a good fall season. I think it's going to be a good matchup. Not to mention we'll get a chance to look at some of their underclassmen for maybe future Falcons.
Remember, you can go out and follow us on all of your favorite social media sites. That's Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and Snapchat at MyFalconRadio. You can also find us on SoundCloud and listen to our podcast as well as our videos on YouTube. If you want to follow me on any social media platforms, it's simply just at Jaden Hart, and I will be having game updates as well as stories I do. So remember to go out and follow My Falcon Radio and Jaden Hart on social media for everything happening in Falcon sports, because My Falcon Radio is your source for everything happening in Falcon Nation. Until next time, I'm Jaden Hart signing off for My Falcon Radio.